As the year 2014 set in, the world waited for the largest democratic exercise ever to happen. That is, the Indian national elections. For the Indian people, it meant renewing their pledge to representative democracy through exercise of sovereign choice, as they did every time during the past 63 years. For the Election Commission of India, the permanent and independent body under the Indian Constitution mandated with conduct of free and fair elections. It was time again to prove its professional excellence through unbiased and flawless execution. In a country of around 1,300 million people, 834 million were registered as voters, just ahead of the general election to the 16th Lok Sabha. With this magnitude, diversity and complexity of demography, ethnicity and geography, many may not believe that the operations were led by a 3-member commission backed by a small secretariat of 350 officials. Of course, the exercise was made possible by engagement of staff and security of about 11 million taken on temporary basis under the full control of the commission. Talking about the scale, there were about 924,000 polling stations spreading also over snow-clad mountains to distant islands and deep deserts. Even for a single voter residing in the forests of Asiatic lines in the western state of Gujarat, one polling station was set up and kept open for the whole day. Over 1.5 million electronic voting machines, India's time-tested and most helpful voting equipment was used once again. A voter verifiable paper audit trail, VVPAT, was tried out in limited numbers to give voters another level of satisfaction. Indian voters were offered for the first time the choice to reject all candidates in form of a button on their EVM called NOTA, meaning none of the above. Men and material mobilization for these elections would be a nightmare for any event manager. There were challenges of terrain, inclement weather, absence of transport links and threat of extremists at some places, which were handled bit by bit. Engagement of technology in all parts of polling process was a distinct feature of this election, including webcasting from a large number of polling stations. Campaign by political parties was colorful, replete with mega rallies, street corner meetings and door-to-door campaigns, filled with wit and aggression and at times deviating from norms. Social media was massively used by the campaigners both positively and not so positively. Commission and its officials maintained an eagle eye on possible violations of model code and any deviation from spending norms through numerous checks, squads and surveillance teams.
Let's go!
My vote is my voice. My vote is my power.
It takes just one.
Election management in 2014 distinctively revolved around the voter. Commission's flagship national program SWEEP, the acronym for Systematic Voters Education and Electoral Participation, played out full stream to strengthen information, motivation and facilitation among voters. Mass mobilization events like human chains, rallies, street plays, musical concerts and sports events were a common sight across the country, making the national election a true festival of democracy. Then came the polling days when Indian voters, led by women, youth and even the very old and differently abled, turned up, beating hot weather and harsh conditions at many places. The highest ever turnout in an Indian national election was recorded this time at 66.4% compared to 58.19% in 2009. About 140 million more citizens voted in this election, showcasing democracy at its best. Women turnout increased from 55 to 65%. Undoubtedly, voting emerged as the new fashion statement, with voters posing in ink selfies on the social media. Where each single vote matters, the counting process has to be flawless and most transparent. In a matter of few hours, Indians and the world knew the shape of next government. Conduct of the Lok Sabha 2014 election in India is another reinforcement of country's vibrant democracy. Election Commission of India is proud to have anchored this milestone in line with the glorious tradition of delivering free and fair polls each time.